The beautiful, wealthy heiress sat in her luxury car, designer sunglasses hiding half her elegant face ahead. A single father in a worn shirt walked hand in hand with his son toward their rundown apartment building. She had been secretly watching him for days, curious why he refused all help, all charity, all opportunities offered. But what she witnessed next would completely transform her understanding of the entire world. Forever changed. Meet Ryan Matthews, 36 years old, single father, tall frame, broad shoulders, wearing simple, inexpensive clothes that had seen better days. His work involved multiple manual labor jobs, loading trucks, fixing equipment, whatever paid enough to support his 7-year-old son Lucas, his entire world, his only priority. Neighbors whispered cruel judgments behind closed doors, spreading gossip. Poor single father, probably abandoned that kid sooner or later, just like they all do. Ryan always stayed silent, ignored their comments, chose instead to spend precious time playing catch with Lucas, reading bedtime stories, being present, being constant. Lucas brought homemade lunches to school every day, prepared lovingly by his father's hands. But classmates mocked the simple meals, the humble packaging. Your dad's food smells like motor oil, looks like poor people food. Why doesn't he just buy normal lunch like everyone else? Ryan gently comforted his son's hurt feelings. Kneeling down, looking into those trusting eyes, speaking with infinite patience. Don't be sad, sweetheart. Daddy makes your food with his whole heart. That's what makes it taste so special, so full of love. One afternoon at the grocery store, Ryan counted his money twice, 3 times, realized he couldn't afford everything Lucas needed, had to put items back shelf by shelf. Other customers watched with barely concealed amusement, some laughing quietly, pointing discreetly, enjoying his public embarrassment, his obvious poverty. Ryan maintained his dignity, held his head high, took Lucas's hand, walked calmly toward the exit, protecting his son from adult cruelty. That evening back home, Lucas presented his father with a crayon drawing. 2 stick figures standing together outside a small house. The caption, written in careful 7-year-old handwriting, read simply, "Home is where Daddy is. Always safe, always loved." Ryan's eyes filled with tears of gratitude, of overwhelming love, knowing that despite their struggles, despite their poverty, despite community judgment, he was succeeding where it mattered most. His past remained buried, hidden beneath humble circumstances, concealed behind manual labor, daily survival, financial struggles that consumed every waking moment. Years ago, Ryan had been a rising star in aerospace engineering, working on cutting-edge projects, innovative designs, revolutionary technology that pushed the boundaries of human flight, space exploration. He had commanded respect from colleagues, earned substantial income, lived comfortably in a different world before tragedy struck his family, changed everything forever. The transition from professional success to manual labor had been jarring, difficult, humbling, but necessary for Lucas's emotional stability, psychological well-being, sense of security. Ryan had deliberately chosen obscurity over recognition, chosen presence over professional advancement, chosen love over lucrative career opportunities that would separate him from his son. But Lucas never felt deprived, never felt ashamed, never doubted his father's devotion, his complete commitment, his unwavering presence, his protective love, his daily sacrifice. The real Ryan emerged only in private moments when teaching Lucas right from wrong, strength from weakness, love from indifference, character from circumstance, integrity from compromise. Every sacrifice, every long day, every sleepless night, every dollar stretched, every opportunity declined, every professional connection abandoned was made for one reason: Lucas's happiness, Lucas's security, Lucas's childhood, Lucas's future, Lucas's complete trust in his father's unconditional love. Enter Isabella Hart, 28 years old, stunningly beautiful, wealthy heiress, destined to inherit a massive corporate empire, accustomed to luxury, entitled to privilege, surrounded by sycophants. During a rare personal errand at the local grocery store, She witnessed Ryan's public humiliation, his quiet dignity, his protective instincts toward his young son. Something about his silent strength, his refusal to show embarrassment, his gentle handling of a cruel situation captivated her attention, sparked her curiosity. Isabella found herself unexpectedly intrigued by this ordinary man, this struggling father, who seemed so completely different from the wealthy men who constantly sought her attention, her fortune, her influence acting on impulse. She instructed her private driver to follow Ryan and Lucas discreetly, maintaining safe distance, satisfying her growing curiosity about their daily life. For several days, she observed their routine, watching Ryan work multiple jobs, loading heavy boxes, repairing broken machinery, anything that paid enough for rent, for groceries, for basic survival. Despite his exhaustion, his physical fatigue, his obvious stress, Ryan always made time for Lucas's needs: homework help, playground visits, bedtime stories, patient conversations. Isabella watched from her car as Ryan taught Lucas to ride a bicycle, running alongside, catching him when he fell, encouraging him to try again, never losing his gentle patience. The wealthy heiress had never seen such dedication, such selfless love, such authentic parenting from anyone in her privileged circle, her expensive world of hired help. One evening at the small park, she observed Ryan playing catch with Lucas, teaching him about perseverance, about trying again after failure, about never giving up on dreams. Passers-by still called him that poor father, that struggling man, dismissive comments that Isabella now heard with growing irritation. Protective anger inside her heart, questions multiplied. Why is someone so caring, so devoted, so strong, treated with such disrespect, such casual cruelty? She began to see the stark contrast between Ryan's authentic parental love and the shallow purchased affection that surrounded her own privileged existence. When Lucas scraped his knee falling off the playground equipment, Ryan immediately scooped him up, cleaned the wound, kissed away the tears, spoke softly, reassuringly. "Stand up, buddy. Daddy's boy is stronger than this little scratch, braver than any superhero, more important than anything in the world." Isabella watched this tender moment, feeling something shift inside her carefully constructed worldview. Her assumptions about strength, about value, about what really mattered. The contrast became overwhelming between her world of empty luxury, meaningless parties, superficial relationships, purchased loyalty, and Ryan's world of genuine connection, authentic love, real purpose, true devotion. She realized with growing clarity that she had never witnessed anything as beautiful, as powerful, as meaningful as this simple father-son relationship, this quiet heroism, this daily sacrifice, this authentic devotion. Her entire life had been surrounded by artificial relationships, purchased loyalty, hired affection, strategic friendships, calculated connections, superficial interactions designed around her family's wealth, her inheritance, her social status. But here, in this humble, ordinary setting, she observed something completely different, something money couldn't buy, something inheritance couldn't provide, something power couldn't command: genuine love, authentic connection, real purpose. Her driver noticed her unusual behavior, her extended observation periods, her obvious fascination with this ordinary family, this humble situation, this simple life. "Miss Hart, should we continue following? Or would you prefer to return to your scheduled appointments today, your social obligations, your business meetings?" But Isabella couldn't look away, couldn't stop watching, couldn't resist the magnetic pull of authentic love, genuine character, real strength that she had never experienced in her artificial world, her empty, privileged existence. Isabella's curiosity evolved into deeper investigation, leading her to Ryan's workplace, an old garage where he took evening repair jobs for extra income. She positioned herself discreetly nearby, pretending to read a book while actually listening intently to conversations between Ryan and his employer. The garage owner spoke casually to another worker, unaware of Isabella's presence, her acute attention to every word, every revelation. Ryan used to be a brilliant aerospace engineer, worked on major aviation projects, had a promising, successful career before his wife died suddenly. Isabella's book slipped from her shocked hands, her heart racing with this impossible, stunning revelation about the man she had dismissed as ordinary, unremarkable. The conversation continued, revealing more devastating details. He walked away from everything: six-figure salary, prestigious position, professional recognition, to focus entirely on raising Lucas, being present every single day. Her mind reeled with this information, trying to reconcile the image of the struggling manual laborer with this hidden identity as a former professional, successful engineer. That evening, Isabella followed them to a small cafe where Ryan helped Lucas with homework, using creative engineering concepts to explain mathematical problems in simple terms. Lucas asked innocently, "Daddy, why aren't we rich like other families? Why do we live differently from my friends?" Ryan smiled with infinite gentleness, patience, wisdom earned through sacrifice, through choice, through love deeper than material wealth. Because, sweetie, being rich doesn't come from money in your wallet. It comes from how you live, how you love, how you treat other people with kindness. Isabella listened, transfixed, recognizing profound truth in his simple explanation, feeling her entire worldview shifting, transforming, fundamentally changing. Later that week, she witnessed another defining moment when teenage bullies approached Lucas at the playground, beginning to tease him about his worn clothes, his modest circumstances. Ryan immediately stepped forward, positioning himself protectively between the bullies and his son, his voice calm but unmistakably firm, carrying quiet authority, genuine strength. "Pick on someone your own size, leave my son alone, find something better to do with your time than hurting innocent children." The teenagers recognized something in Ryan's demeanor, his confident stance, his protective energy, and backed away without further confrontation, respecting his parental authority. Isabella watched this interaction, feeling overwhelming admiration, respect for this man who combined gentle love with protective strength, authentic masculinity, real courage. Unable to contain her curiosity, her growing respect any longer, she approached Ryan directly, extending her business card, her heart pounding nervously. "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you might be exactly the person our company needs for an important engineering project. Would you consider discussing this opportunity?" Ryan examined the expensive business card, recognized immediately the Hart family name, their corporate empire, their wealth, their power, their influence. He looked directly into her eyes with complete honesty, unwavering integrity, shocking authenticity that she had never encountered in her privileged world. "I appreciate the offer, but I'm not looking for career opportunities right now. I just want to give Lucas a peaceful, stable childhood. That's my only priority." Isabella stood speechless, stunned by his immediate rejection, his complete indifference to her wealth, her influence, her family's corporate power, her personal beauty, her social status. For the first time in her entire life, a man had looked at everything she represented, everything she could offer, and chosen something else, something more important, more valuable. The revelation hit her like lightning, like awakening, like transformation. She had finally met someone who couldn't be bought, influenced, impressed by anything she possessed except her authentic character. In that moment, Isabella Hart, the wealthy, privileged heiress, realized that true value couldn't be purchased, inherited, or displayed. It had to be lived, demonstrated, earned through daily choices, authentic love, genuine sacrifice. Word spread throughout the community. The Hart heiress has been following a single father, studying his daily life, learning from his example. Local media picked up the unusual story, initially skeptical, then increasingly impressed by Isabella's genuine transformation. Her authentic admiration for Ryan's character, Isabella granted a rare interview, speaking publicly about her unexpected education, her profound learning experience from watching Ryan's devotion, I learned that real strength doesn't come from money or power or influence. It comes from unconditional love, daily sacrifice, authentic character, genuine integrity. The community, initially shocked by this unlikely connection, gradually began reconsidering their harsh judgments about Ryan, about single fathers, about poverty. Several neighbors who had previously mocked Ryan's circumstances quietly approached, offering apologies, genuine respect, belated recognition of his remarkable parenting. "We were wrong to judge you. We see now what kind of father you really are. We're sorry for our cruel comments." Ryan accepted their apologies graciously, without resentment, without anger, without bitterness, modeling forgiveness, teaching Lucas about second chances, about human dignity, about grace, about compassion. His response impressed everyone who witnessed his mature handling of their former cruelty, their previous judgment, their past dismissive behavior, their shameful treatment. Local businesses began offering Ryan better employment opportunities, recognizing his engineering background, his professional capabilities, his valuable technical skills, his exceptional work ethic, his reliable character. Several companies approached him with lucrative consulting positions, project management roles, engineering contracts that would significantly improve his financial situation, his living standards. But Ryan carefully considered each offer, accepting only positions that allowed him flexible schedules, time for Lucas's needs, school events, homework help, bedtime stories, daily conversations, father-son activities. He negotiated terms that prioritized his parental responsibilities over maximum income, over professional advancement, over corporate climbing, choosing balance over ambition, family over financial gain. Lucas experienced dramatic changes at school, classmates now approaching him with curiosity, respect, admiration, wanting to befriend the boy whose father impressed the famous wealthy heiress. "Your dad is so cool. He must be really special to catch Isabella Hart's attention. Can we meet him sometime?" Lucas beamed with pride, finally able to share what he had always known. "My daddy is the best father in the whole world." Isabella continued visiting the neighborhood, not as a wealthy observer, but as a genuine friend, learning about authentic relationships, real community, meaningful connections. She established a scholarship fund for single-parent families. Inspired by Ryan's example, his dedication, his proof that love conquers every obstacle, every challenge, the bronze plaque at the community center read simply, "In honor of all single parents who prove that love is the greatest wealth. If you believe that authentic love can transform even the wealthiest hearts, that character matters more than money. Type true love in the comments." This story isn't just about wealth meeting poverty, or privilege discovering authenticity, or observation becoming transformation. It's a reminder that real value doesn't live in bank accounts or family names, but in daily choices, authentic love, genuine sacrifice. Ryan wasn't financially wealthy, but he was rich in character, devotion, integrity, the qualities that money cannot purchase or inheritance provide. Sometimes the greatest education comes from watching ordinary heroes live extraordinary lives of love. Subscribe to HA for more tales that celebrate authentic love over material wealth.